What is up, YouTube? Desmond here with ECoastArb coming to you on day 15 of the 30 by 30 challenge. And for some reason, yesterday I think I said we were 50%, but today is the 50%. We're halfway through today. Not sure why I was thinking 14 was going to be halfway. I guess I was thinking it was a month-long challenge and we were 2 weeks in. So we're actually 50% today. So let's get right on started. And I have became a really big fan of scraping seller IDs off of ASINs and starting my search that way. And that's what I've done today. I'm not going to show you that ASIN today because it's currently out of stock, unfortunately. And I'm hoping it will come back in stock because it was a very good opportunity. It was good and profitable. But I did pull all the seller IDs off of that ASIN, and we are going to start our search with that. Didn't put a ton of filters in today, and I got a really small list, so hopefully we can get through most of it. Looking for home and kitchen in our category, and I think the only other filter I had other than my sellers was Amazon out of stock, 75%. And we got it down to 60 products, so super manageable, easy list to go through. Might take an hour, hour and a half tops. And I guarantee you, I will go through this entire list and I will definitely find something. But hopefully we can find one on this video. So let's get right on started. I got a Yeti cup right off the bat here. Nordic purple. And I'm not sure if this is actually Yeti. I know some people try to mimic the brand themselves, but this one actually might be Yeti. That's a ton of reviews. Let's double check it. Yeah, that's going to be Yeti themselves. So I'm guessing they're probably not going to share a ton. Actually, looks like the buy box is being shared quite a bit. Wow, seller counts come up a little bit, but looks like it might be on its way back down. Not a ton of data here, just under a year, and was super stable. I'm guessing this is when Yeti had control, but recently was almost 38 bucks at one point. So let's see. I'm just curious. I'm sure. Okay, so actually, Yeti's not getting the majority of the buy box here. That is really interesting. But let's see. Seller Amp saying IP. Don't particularly see anything that looks like IP on this ASIN, but that does not mean Yeti's not IP. Actually, now that I think about it, I think they are. So that's something to be cautious of. 10 bucks probably going to be kind of hard to do. I think Yeti's pretty uptight on their sales. Could get it for 20 here maybe, but I think overall Yeti's pretty strict on their map pricing. So not going to dig too deep on that one. A couple red flags popping up. So Ninja Food Chopper on the other hand could be a win. I'm not sure if we're going to find this for about 15 bucks or so. Actually 13. That sounds a little tough, but we will try it. $17.99. I'm thinking that's the same. It looks the same, maybe a little bit different color. This is the gray one. $19.99 at Walmart. Here's a 1888 Ventalio. Know nothing about this website. I definitely have to check to see whether it's legitimate or not. It looks like they do have an address listed, which is good. And a lot of times I'll take the time and just because they have an address listed doesn't mean a lot. I would take the time to Google this address and make sure it's actually a storefront and not somebody's house. But I'm not going to do that on this video. 1888. This is probably not going to be good enough. We're looking for 13 here. So let's keep scrolling. And looking for a candle. Not a huge fan of candles. If you are, good for you. That's cool. Not saying it's not a profitable object. And looks like this one actually has a ton of volume. So maybe this will be the one to change my mind. Really getting hit with some fees here, though. This must be a big, heavy candle because our buy cost is coming in at $6 with a sell price of 20. We can try it, but I don't think we're going to be in luck there either. Actually, we might be close. That is the same brand. Looks like it's on sale here for $5. We might make a win out of that. It looks like Yankee Candle has a couple. They might be doing a sale today. Let's try. Okay, and look at here. We've got, okay, we're definitely going to make this a win. We've got 15% on Rakuten, and looks like we can also get 15% our first order with an email, and if we punch that phone number in there, we can up it to 20. So, ton of discounts here, and actually, I'm probably going to go through and dig a little bit on this website after we get done with our video. Some really good stack potential there. But let's see. Okay, this is the mini, which is probably why it's so cheap. Let's see what the regular size one is. Okay, so it's not on sale. It's $24. I'm guessing this is probably going to be full size. Yeah. So even if, let's say, we're getting our 20% with our email and phone number, takes us down to 19.20, and then let's just say we're going to include that cash back, we'd still be at $16, so not going to work there. But let's see if we can find this mini one, because it's marked down to $5, and that's before all of our discounts. So we're going to be getting this thing stupid cheap. Let's see. If you count the cash back, we'll be getting it for $3.40, which is cheap. Wood Wick Mini. See if we get any results at all. Okay, so 9, that's the regular size. Let's see, are these on sale? Okay, so these are buy one, get one 50%. The mediums wouldn't have that? Maybe I missed that. Okay, no, so the medium doesn't. But this big boy does. So that's essentially a 25% discount. Let's see, 34. We're getting 25% discount there. This will put you at $25.50. Now, I don't know, I'd have to verify, but I'm hoping we can stack that 20% first order on. That'll take us down to 20, and if we combine that also with our 15% cash back, we can be at $17.34. So we would probably need to buy box about, okay, that's going to be close. And this is a different scent. But just out of curiosity, what do we need to be at here for buy cost? Okay, so we need to be at 1608. So we're coming in a little strong at 1734. Still a $4 profit, a little under 25%. Not quite good enough for me, but that looks pretty stable, and maybe some opportunities to bump up to the $40 mark. Seller counts come down quite a bit since the beginning of the year. Definitely was not profitable most of last year after about March. So this could be a possibly seasonal opportunity here. If you're looking back in the in the Keepa chart and you see a spike right around springtime this year, and then you go back and you see a spike right around springtime last year, and then you go back and you see a spike right around springtime the year before that. I mean, that's a pattern. You got to notice stuff like that when you're sourcing. So this may be something that's profitable, the first quarter of the year, and then you set it, you don't buy it anymore, and you wait till next year, and that's really the true definition of a replenishable. A lot of people think replenishables are products you can buy over and over and over again consistently and profit, but I think stuff that you can buy year after year again is really more so a replenishable, and this would possibly be a good example of that. And that's also assuming we can get that Rakuten discount to line up with the right timing to buy. But without that, we could be looking at, let's see, 34. If we're getting our 20% off with a phone number, we get 27. So it might not work there, but something to keep a lookout for anyways. So let's keep scrolling, and I don't see any other flavors or scents that this one has no buy box. I'm curious what what the lowest offer is here. Only one offer here at $60. That's interesting. And Amazon's on this one. So got a suppressed buy box. Not a ton of sales here, but looks like a few are happening. Obviously, sales a lot better at the 30 to 35 mark, other than the 60. So we're going to keep moving, see if we can find something else. But that is the medium one marked down to $9, and that might be worth looking into. Let's see. Okay, maybe not. So Amazon really hitting you with some fees on this stuff. But it looks like there might be a few cents that could be close. So probably worth looking through a little bit later. But let's keep moving for the sake of our video here. Got a Westinghouse grill. I've definitely heard that brand before. I want to say I can't remember what retailer carries it, but really marked down. A little bit of price erosion here in the last couple weeks, and you can see that seller count skyrocketing. Prior to that, super stable. Let's see how much we can get it for. Not seeing it anywhere on sale. I don't know if this could be a possible retail arbitrage find. Because even at $24, you'd have to get this thing cheap. Yeah, so you'd have to be at $9 on this just to make it work. So not sure what's going on there, but we can't get it for that, so we're not going to dwell on it too long. And looks like this might be the same exact thing, just a hair more expensive, but not enough. Let's try this baby food jar here. A lot of variations here. Hope we got, okay, yeah, a ton of sales. That's good. Looking for $9.50. And this one kind of screams retail arbitrage to me also. Looks like they might have some stuff marked down on their website, but not a ton. And doesn't look like they're marking down any of these cups. Just the lunch bags. Not really much of a markdown, but we'll check it just in case. You never know. This was Keepa lunch bag. Spelled bag wrong. Looks like we got a win there. $10 also on Amazon. This one could be close. Do we have the dino bag? Is it marked down also? Okay, so it is. We're at 8 here. We need to be at 750. But that would probably work without my prep fee. Hardly any sales though. Only 8 a month according to SellerAmp, and Keepa checks out with that too. So not really very many sales. But it also looks like it wasn't in stock for a long time. And looks like it might have sold pretty decent through here. Went unranked, but the review count kept going up. So it could be a few sales, but I wouldn't call it a bunch. So let's keep moving on that one. Got some a crib blanket of some sort. Wow, really good sales on that. Cost a few variations. Man, that's an expensive blanket. Let's take a look at the Keepa chart here. Fairly stable, right around the $90 to $100 range. Maybe a little cheaper right there, but decently. And looks like I'd say 90 is probably going to be your average across most of the year here. Seller count went down quite a bit right there around Q4 or Christmas, and then looks like it might have went on sale a little bit here, but not a ton of offers on it, only 9. Let's check the variations and see. This is the top variation, is stone white. Okay, so this is the top variation, pulling about 75% of the sales on this one ASIN, which is really good. And the Keepa chart actually looks a little better on this one, a lot more stable, right around that $90 to $100 range. Just recently tapered off some, probably due to this little spike in sellers, but you can see that they're dropping off here, which is a good indicator that this product is selling pretty quickly. Let's see if we can find it for $36. And I don't see anything even close to this right off the bat here. Let's try the shopping tab. So it looks like the same brand but different product. I'm gonna open that up. Definitely check on that. And another one here. But I don't see this exact one. Actually, that might be it. That just looks like a regular old, but it's got the bow on it, but this looks different. That looks kind of close. 45 by 60 cozy chick. I think this was a baby version here. Dream contrast. It is 45 by 60. But I'm not sure they're the same. Similar. Let's see if they have, excuse me. See if they have the stone in this one. I don't see it. But that is marked down. Dang on that. Okay, so this one, a couple of them are marked down to $30. But it looks like most of them are $60. But man, $30 is a steal. Let's see if we can find these. Barefoot Dreams Cozy Chick. So we've got camel and moss white is what is marked down, and looks like the moss white one here for 25. Take a look at the Keepa. Was trending down in price and then kind of stabilized out here about 54 bucks. Would have been very, very profitable in this range here, and our seller count's down quite a bit compared to the past 6 months. Actually at an all-time low here for buy box price, so maybe that'll start shooting back up. Not a ton of sales. But it does look like some sales are happening here, which is always good to see. And we are at $29.97. And let's see if Rakuten is participating here. It's blinking. I'm hoping yes. Okay, no. 1%. Not going to help us a ton there. Nordstrom Rack. I do believe you can get some discount codes. Maybe. Not sure if you get something for signing up. But I'm sure there's a few floating around out there. Let's see. And this was the moss. Let's see if we can find the other one. So this is probably going to be the main ASIN, but man, there's a couple ASINs here. Maybe we can get lucky on one of these. Cream, pink, espresso, and stone. And it looks like this is actually a different size. These are 54 by 72. I think we're looking for 45 by 60 is what we're looking for. So let's see. This one doesn't even say either. Oh man, not a lot of sales, but expensive blankets. Marked way down. So I am probably going to dig a little bit on that later. Try to find some more on it, but for our video here, we're going to keep moving so we can try to find you at least one more. We got about 6 minutes left on our time clock. The Almighty Stanley, I'm going to avoid that one just for time's sake. It could be profitable. Looks like the price has come down a little bit here recently. Stanleys can be very profitable and also very volatile. So we got a Brewmate Martini tumbler here. We're looking for 16 bucks. Ton of sales. Hopefully this is a decent variation. Not seeing anything even relatively close to 16 bucks here. Might be another company that's pretty tight on their map price. There is that same brand in a regular size tumbler for 20. That's about all I see. And it looks like might be marked down a little more here. So we're getting 15% off with an email address here. Marked down a little bit, 35%, 5% cash back here. I'm not sure, maybe Rakuten is participating on this one, but let's try, see if we can find this. Only a few left in stock. Brewmate, let's see, let's get rid of some of this extra stuff. Try to go back to the basics here. Tumbler 20. So it looks like we need to be about $9 on this. This is buy box in at 24, and that is not going to work for us. That looks interesting. Let's take a look at that one first. So some food storage. Just looks like your average run of the mill cafeteria style containers. Crazy amount of sales here with no variations. Not really that many sellers either for that kind of volume. Let's see, this is a bundle, and it looks like we're getting hit with some hefty fees. Also, we need to get it for $7.50. That is just actually okay. That's just the lids. So looks like we have to source the lids and the containers individually, maybe. Could be worth looking a little deeper into. But it looks like the same lid fits on both. And looking at $2 or so a pop there, which would put us at $4 for the bundle. But that's not including the containers themselves, which I'm guessing probably going to be a little more expensive than the lids. Could be some wholesale stuff going on there, but I don't think we're going to find it profitably for us. Thermos here, also looking for $6. Man, this is another one. I'm gonna have to double check my settings. I don't know if I've got, maybe I typed some fees in wrong. That just seems like a really low max cost on something selling for $20. But I don't think we're gonna be able to make $6.50 work there. Let's try to get you one more in. So 10 by 10 baking pan, pretty light, fairly small. Looking for $10 here. A lot of sales. Can we make it happen? And I don't even see. Let's take out all this mumble jumble here. Square baking pan. So different brand there. Still not seeing a ton of results. Not sure if this could be maybe some brand direct stuff or wholesale stuff also. It looks like not a ton of retailers are carrying this Breville brand. Here's probably going to be the link right here. Let's see if this is the right size. Looks like the right pan. double check to make sure. There's our time clock. You would think it would tell you what size it is somewhere in here, but I don't see a specs or anything. But I'm guessing that's the same. I guess you just gotta buy it and hope for the best. Let's see. Maybe we can Google this and see if some of these other listings. Okay, so that came up. This says 12 in the specifications, so I'm not sure if it's a 12 by 12. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this pan measures 12 by 12, so not going to be a match to our Amazon here, but we can try to find the correct one. There's the 10 by 10. And there's the 12 by 12. Here you go. Sometimes you got to do a little digging, a little bit of manual. And I think that might be profitable. 1178. Man, that still seems. I've got to have my prep fee typed in wrong or something. That just seems a little steep. We're getting it for $14.95. Let's see if Rakuten is participating here today. Not blinking, so probably not. Nope. So not going to be a win. Have to do a little digging on this website. I'm sure they have some sort of discount codes. Maybe you can sign up with your email and get 15%. And maybe maybe they do some sales every now and again, 30-50% off or something. Buy one, get one. Who knows? But anyways, thank you for watching. This is day 15. Desmond here, ECoastArb. And come back tomorrow. I'll hit you for another one. Thanks.